Apparently hashtag atheist, hashtag atheism is the biggest trick. Why? I don't know. But fortunately we have Bragadino here to educate us. Hello to you too. So that music plays the whole time. I tried to remove it while leaving his voice, but because it's human voices singing, it didn't work very well. So we're all just gonna have to deal with that. And it's gonna get really annoying really fast, and I'm sorry.
The biggest trick is that you die and that's it.
Oh, that tricksy death. Always playing pranks.
This is the biggest trick, atheism.
So do you actually work for American Airlines and for some reason you didn't take your vest off when you got back to the hotel room after work? Or did you just find that vest at Value Village or something and you thought it looked badass? Wow, that'll pair so cool with my toque.
This is what doesn't save people. What saves people is the knowledge.
Of God, yeah, we know.
The knowledge of the serpent.
Oh, okay, you got me. Now I'm interested.
What saves people is the knowledge of the serpent. That you will die and that you will reincarnate.
Which serpent said this? I feel like we might not be thinking of the same serpent here.
But for a while there, you'll go to purgatory.
Ah, dang, that'll suck. For a while there. But at least after a while there, I get to reincarnate. What do I get to reincarnate as? Oh, taking the earbuds out. Now we're getting serious. Now you're going to focus on the music that you have playing in the room instead of the other music that you had playing in your ears, presumably.
Hell.
I see. Wait a second, that's not a toque, is it? It's a bandana tied around your head that looks like a toque. Why not just wear a toque? It's still winter. No, actually, it's not technically. Shut up. I just got done shoveling well over a foot of snow, and it's still snowing. Equinox or not, up here it's still winter.
Hello?
Oh, finally you say hello. Better late than never.
This is why everyone says that.
Why everyone says hello? Because you reincarnate, but first you go to purgatory for a while there, and then somebody randomly says hell? I don't think that's why, but that's an interesting thought. Gross.
But some people say life is good as hell.
Like that they say it? With the accent and everything? Life is good as hell. Maybe somebody said that.
Now the biggest trick is that you don't reincarnate.
I don't know, dude. Reincarnating seems like a much better trick. If I saw somebody do that, I'd be like, wow, how'd he do that? If I see somebody not reincarnate, I don't think I'd have that same reaction.
That there is no God. That you die, and that's it. This is atheism.
Well, if there's a God, you don't have to reincarnate. And if there isn't a God, you don't have to not reincarnate. And no, you die and that's it is really not what atheism is.
And this is the biggest trick.
How is it a trick? If you said it was a lie, I would kind of understand. What do you mean when you say it's a trick, though?
To a lot of people. Some people can live decent off atheism.
All right, that's a cool acknowledgement. I appreciate that. It did seem a little bit like you wanted to say some people can live fine, and then you decided that was a bit too much, and you toned it down to decent. At least that's what it sounded like. But I'm all right with that. I'll take decent. That's decent.
Some people don't need religion. I'm not saying everyone needs religion.
That's pretty awesome. How often do you hear that in my videos? I already liked you because you take safety seriously by making sure you're properly visible indoors. You never know when that's going to save your life. But now I like you more.
But if you have any type of subconscious belief and intuition about reality.
I'm not sure what to say about that. That statement reminds me of that Kevin Burger video where he seemed to think that you can have subconscious beliefs that you're not aware of. I don't think I really agree with that, but intuition, sure, I have that.
Then you know, then atheism isn't it.
It depends what it is. If it is atheism, then it is it. Otherwise, it's not it. Which it is it that it isn't?
You know that.
I don't know that. I don't even think I understand it. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe I'm not it. Or maybe I'm not with it.
And if once you know, now you get punished for what you know.
Oh no. Well, then I'm glad I don't know. Thank you for being vague.
And this is why people become demons.
Do they? Do you mean in real life?
And this is why there's angels.
Are the angels also people that turned into them? Okay, who turns into the demons and who turns into the angels? Are the demons the ones that know stuff and so they get punished, like in hell, I guess? And the angels are the ones that don't know the stuff? Do the angels get to punish the demons? Or are these totally separate issues? How does this work, Bragadino?
Because this is what it all is.
Oh, this is what it is. The turning of the humans into the demons and the angels, and the punishing of them in some way, somehow related to this overall process. Well, in that case, yes, I agree that atheism is not it.
And yes, you do reincarnate.
And that's not much of a trick.
They took it out of the Bible.
They took the reincarnation out of the Bible? But why would they do that? Are they in on the atheism? Or more likely, it's because they were scared of getting punished for knowing about it, and other people getting punished, and turning into demons and or angels. So for safety reasons, they had to remove it, which I would think is the kind of thing you would appreciate. You know, safety. I take it from this serious look that you disapprove.
So you have the sun and you have the zodiac.
In the Bible? Formerly? Or is this a different thing now?
The sun inside of the zodiac is the hands on a clock.
Okay, I think I understand that. You got the circle in the middle of the clock, and you got the rays or the hands coming out of it, pointing at stuff around the outside, just like the sun in the middle of the zodiac with the rays coming out. So far, somehow, I think I'm following this.
And the moon, sun and the moon.
Oh, okay, never mind. The sun and the moon are the hands. So the sun is the hour hand and the moon is the minute hand? If so, what's the second hand? The International Space Station?
Short hand, long hand.
Well, there you go. I managed to puzzle that part out. Couldn't be simpler.
And then you have, which is the pendulum.
Coughing on your shoulder is the pendulum? Well, I didn't predict that part. In fact, I didn't even guess that this clock had a pendulum. Where is the pendulum? I'm not understanding the overall physical nature of this clock. Is it physical? Or is this more of a spiritual, cut out of the Bible-y kind of clock?
This is the pendulum.
What is?
And then you have the zodiac, the serpent swallowing its tail.
Because you can arrange the symbols in a circle, and the serpent swallowing its tail is also a circle? Maybe? Is that what you mean? Oh, but that's the reincarnation thing. So the serpent that you meant is not like the serpent from the Garden of Eden or Satan or anything like that. You mean the Ouroboros, the snake swallowing its own tail, an endless cycle kind of thing. You die, you're reborn. Okay, I get it now, or some of it. Kinda, almost.
Space and time, not time and space.
Those two statements are logically equivalent, but I'm losing hope that logical anything has much to do with this discussion. Who knows, maybe it all makes coherent sense of some sort if I watch the rest of your channel and get the backstory, familiarize myself with the lore.
So the biggest trick is atheism.
Oh right, we're talking about the atheist trick. I forgot. And atheism is not reincarnating?
The biggest trick is atheism. Not believing in anything.
Oh, that's a whole other thing. Yep, that's also not what atheism is. But if that's what you want it to mean for right now, that's fine. I don't think it's going to matter all that much.
Because it causes a lot of people to do evil stuff because they actually do believe in God. They intuitively know it, but they try to block it with just being worldly.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, atheism, which is not believing anything, causes a lot of people to do bad stuff because actually, though, they do believe at least one thing, which is God, which I would think refers to some kind of subconscious belief like you mentioned before, which is a dubious proposition at best. But no, then you say these people try to block it, which implies intention. It implies a consciousness of the belief and a conscious attempt to suppress it, which is backed up by the fact that you said that they know it, which implies some sort of justification of which they're consciously aware. So this is not this subconscious type of belief. This is a conscious belief of which these people are aware, which they're actively fighting against. So if atheism is just not having beliefs, how is this person you're talking about an atheist in any way? You can't even go to, oh, well, these people have some beliefs, but they're not aware of them. Okay, and the way these people try to suppress their belief is by being worldly. So by behaving in a worldly manner, apparently that somehow causes you to somehow lose access to your consciously held, justified, true beliefs, which you're actively trying to suppress by behaving that way in the first place. The only thing I can think of that would even come close to that is just drugs. Is that all you're trying to say? Do you know what you're trying to say? Kind of seems like you might have been getting up to some worldly stuff yourself, to be perfectly honest.
And they be completely worldly, and they get carried away and extreme when it comes to worldly.
I don't know what that means, Bragadino. Can you explain that to me a little bit more clearly? What are they doing that's resulting somehow in belief blocking? Actually, I guess we should establish, are they successful in blocking the belief? You said they try to block it. You never said they succeed. Maybe the whole being worldly thing doesn't work at all. Maybe it's a really nonsensical, ineffective attempt to block it.
Because they don't follow their inclinations and their truth, their intuition.
Okay, so whatever this particular form of being worldly consists of, it doesn't consist of following your inclinations. So it's not, as John Morris Pendleton would say, wrong use of sex. It's not like addictive or compulsive kind of behavior of any sort, unless you're being very selective about which kind of inclinations count as inclinations, but you didn't specify. You did follow it up, which might have been meant to clarify, by saying that they're also not following their truth, which is not a thing, and their intuitions. Now, previously you said that people intuitively believe in God. This is what they're fighting against, right? So I guess it could be that what you're trying to say is that these people are not following their intuitive inclination to believe in the truth of the existence of God. Is that a way of putting what you're trying to say in a way that's comprehensible to anyone else but you?
They're knowing, they're innate.
Hello? You doing all right over there? All right, good. You're keeping your spirits up, looks like. Glad you're feeling good, Bragadino. Are we going to get back at it, or...?
This is the thing that's eternal.
Dude, your webcam was super surprised that you started moving again. I think it pretty much just screenshotted you and walked away like, you'll be at this for a while. I'm going to get a drink.
This is the thing that's eternal and never dies. But this body dies, goes back to the earth.
So everything you were talking about kind of fell right out of my head again as soon as I heard it. And that big long gap didn't help. It was something about people have inclinations and knowing and stuff. So that's what's eternal? That they are inclined to believe in God, I guess? Is that the idea? Like the mental state of having God belief and keeping on having that as you get being re-swallowed by the serpent? That's what's eternal and the body's not, I think? I know this video is just me trying to interpret this nonsense, but for some reason I find it really engaging. I have to know what this is about, and you all are going to figure it out with me whether you like it or not. Which is the pendulum.
But eventually, when the time is right, and the time is ripe, you will reincarnate once again.
Right, after I go to purgatory for a while there. I assume while they are restarting the pendulum. If that has anything to do with my life at all, because that was also driving the sun and the moon, I think. But those were somehow related to the zodiac, and the zodiac was somehow related to the snake swallowing its own tail, and the snake swallowing its own tail is somehow the cycle of life and rebirth. So yeah, it's all kind of the same thing, right?
And if you have an innate belief inside of you,
I don't think I do. Am I being too worldly to notice? What am I doing wrong, Bragadino? Actually, sorry, I just realized it's Bragadino. What am I doing wrong, Bragadino?
About these types of matters. And you don't go with your conviction. And let this cloud cover the knowing. And let storms appear because your ignorance, which is blocking your true knowing, which is subconscious. You know this, everyone knows it subconsciously.
Seriously, what does it even mean to have a conviction about something, to have a belief or knowledge about something, where if you think about it, you have no feeling of belief whatsoever? What is that supposed to mean? In what way does that even meet the definition of belief? But you keep saying, if you have this innate belief, so on and so forth. But then you say everyone has it, so it's not really an if situation, is it? It's not like there's a possibility of the answer being no, put it that way. I mean, it's valid enough. It's like, if true, it makes sense. It just seems unnecessary to make a conditional out of it. What is that doing for the conversation? It's not clarifying anything. It's making things less clear, if anything.
And this is why the atheists who say they're atheists do good, because they do have a deep innate subconscious belief of God.
Oh, look at that grin, huh? Boy, I really showed them. If people who say they don't agree with me act in ways I find socially valuable, that just proves they agree with me. I am so clever. That's the cleverest thing anyone's ever come up with. And here I was thinking you were cool when you were like, yeah, atheism works decent for some people. Nope, now we're at atheists don't exist at all. I don't know what it is lately. People can't get enough of this shit lately.
They just don't say it. They don't talk about it.
Well, yeah, I would imagine not. If it's a belief that's subconscious, meaning that you're not consciously aware of it, how would you talk about it? One might almost say you don't even believe it at that point.
Because they don't feel like they need it because they live here.
No, that's not why they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it because, like you just said, it's subconscious. You're losing track of your own concept here.
And they do good here. They don't need to pray. They don't need to go to church.
Well, yeah, they're not exactly going to think, oh, I need to go to church to pray to the God that I believe in, if they're not aware that they believe in it, are they? This belief would be totally non-actionable, which again kind of goes against the characterization of it as a belief at all.
Yes, they do believe they go back into the earth and that's it, but they still don't do bad.
Well, people do all kinds of things. Some of them you would consider good, some of them you would consider bad. People are people. I mean, you're not proposing these atheists are sinless, are you? Do you believe in sin? I don't know. Karma, maybe? They're not free of bad karma? But yeah, it's a very human social urge to want to do things that yourself and other people see as appropriate, as good, and to avoid things that you or the people whose opinions you care about would see as shameful or bad. Why are you pretending this is like bolted together with the belief in God, as if these things are inseparable? I guess the problem there is I'm expecting there to be a why.
Because they have an innate knowing that they will be back. In a good way, as the immortal, eternal humanity.
Wait, you just said that what drives this behavior is an innate belief in God. Now you're saying it's an innate belief in reincarnation. Can you pick one? These are different concepts. These do not need to go together. Most people who believe in a monotheistic God don't believe in cyclical reincarnation in bodies on Earth, like you're talking about. And most people who believe in the cyclical reincarnation don't believe in the monotheistic kind of God that you're talking about. Are we all just lying to ourselves? The vast majority of people on the planet? We're all just engaging in general worldliness to cover it up? And really, we all have an innate subconscious belief in a singular God and in cycles of reincarnation at the same time? Well, if that's the case, atheism isn't the biggest trick then, is it? Because globally, atheists are a minority. If damn near every religious person on the planet is doing the exact same thing, suppressing the exact same knowledge, one prong of it or the other at least, then how is false religion not the biggest trick? You see what I'm saying here?
So a lot of atheists, yes, they are a part of the humanity that is eternal.
I guess if all of humanity is eternal, then that necessarily would be the case, yes.
But there is no bad afterlife for them.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. The idea of the bad afterlife. You're saying that's false, and everyone has subconscious knowledge of this, and the strategy to suppress that is to act in a worldly way. That's the only way that you can convince yourself that that's not the case, or block it out, or whatever. Well, that's religion. That's Christianity. That's Islam. By my understanding here, they're doing an identical thing. And before you even said, the biggest trick is that you don't reincarnate.
Now, the biggest trick is that you don't reincarnate.
But way more people follow them than are atheists. So just in terms of sheer scale of the trick, it seems like they're a much bigger trick. It's the same exact trick, but on a far grander scale. So how are you putting atheism in first place?
They die. They go to a little blessed place for the blessed souls. They go back to Uranus, the sky.
I thought we went to purgatory for a while there and then got reincarnated. Wasn't that the whole point? That it's really, really important to believe in this reincarnation stuff?
And they return again.
Oh, so wait, the little blessed place is the purgatory? So it's like a good purgatory where you just get to kind of hang out in the sky for a while? All right, sweet.
As frequency is the sky.
Frequency is not the sky. It's how often something happens within a specified period of time. Easily confused concepts, I guess.
And it returns back to the earth, which is vibration.
No, a vibration is something oscillating back and forth, like dong, like that. That's a vibration. The earth is a ball of rocks and stuff. Ugh. It's basically hell.
Vibration is the zodiac frequency.
No, vibration isn't any kind of frequency. It has a frequency. Do you mean that the frequency of the vibration of the Earth is the zodiac frequency, which is, what, a year? The Earth is a vibration with a frequency of 1 cycle per year? So like it goes around the sun, I guess? And instead of calling that a revolution, you're calling that a vibration? And then saying that literally is the Earth, not just a property of its movement? Why am I trying to make sense of this? Keep talking.
Energy is the sun.
Yeah, I can't say you're wrong, I guess. Energy is the sun in the same way that it's everything in the universe. At least everything that we would tend to call a thing. E equals mc squared and so on.
Energy, frequency, and vibration, 3, 6, and 9.
Which one's 3, which one's 6, and which one's 9, and why? Wait, 3, 6, and 9? I've heard that before. Oh no.
And this is an image that ChatGPT created when I asked it to make a 369-degree circle. How weird is it that it even has the circles on the outsides, just like this one does? The North Pole would be 3, the ice wall would be 9 because that's completion, and then where we live is 6, where creation and completion meet halfway in the middle. I truly do believe that this is the great mystery around 369 and that it's really just the firmament and that the pi they give us is not true pi.
Oh no, I'm starting to see some serious overlaps in the woo here. Please don't start telling me about how every single word that contains a P and an I is really a reference to the sky pi firmament. I don't think I could handle that a second time.
If everybody only knew the secrets of 3, 6, and 9.
Please, no, please. I really don't need to know, please. I already know, okay? I know everything I want to know. The pie in the sky firmament, the pilots flying around the dome, meeting up with the flying pigs, okay? I've heard it all before. Seriously, if you for some reason have not watched that video didn't perform all that well, but man, it's an experience. Stay away, don't watch it. You don't want anything to do with that.
Energy, frequency, and vibration.
You look like you're real satisfied that you've just made a compelling point, somehow. I'm happy for you.
But see, people don't get involved in all of these knowledge.
I've been all too involved, unfortunately. It's something about Nikola Tesla, and if you take something out of, I think it was like First Kings, about like a big pool that they made, and you change the value of pi from actual pi to 3.33, then forget about that. Go to ChatGPT, ask it to make an image for you of a circle with 369 degrees, and it spits out an image of a geodesic dome made of triangles, but beside the dome it draws a bunch of random hexagons, which are the most powerful of the shapes. Bro, I know it all right? I'm deep into this shit. So don't even start with me. I'm esoteric as fuck.
And the serpent, the devil.
Excuse me? No, it's the Ouroboros. That's what the serpent is. That's what it was. Is that also the devil? Why? How? The symbol of eternal birth and resurrection is the devil itself? Is this the same serpent as in the garden and Adam and Eve and it told them to eat of the tree of the thing? Come on, man. This is exhausting.
And the serpent, the devil, which is God.
No. Bad.
If you don't turn it around and become the ego, which dies.
Oh, okay, so the circle serpent isn't the devil and also God yet. But that's the threat that's looming over my head if I don't become the eventually to die ego. You mentioned a punishment before. Is that what the punishment is? This incoherent bullshit becoming even less coherent somehow?
Lived. L-I-V-E-D is D-I-V-D-E-V-I-L.
No, it's L-I-V-E-D. They're extremely different words with vastly different etymologies. They really have nothing to do with each other. Also, that only works in English. You're kind of talking universally here. It doesn't really apply in other languages. And yeah, this basically is a toned-down version of the same thing we saw in the Pi video with the look how words are spelled. They have these letters. That means something. Why are you...
Devil.
Oh, whoa, you're right. That is what D-E-V-I-L spells. Sorry, it took me a second. I've been doing too much of the worldlying. That's crazy, bro. You ever look at your hand?
Because the ego dies. But if you die and you weren't no devil, and you were just a normal ego, then really you wouldn't be an ego. You would be a self.
Okay, so an ego which is a normal ego, which is not a devil ego, is not in fact an ego at all, but is instead a self. It's just kind of a heap of words.
But that self would be a part of the Earth clan.
Is the Earth clan, like, made of Earth? Like, from vibration? Or does it just live on the vibration? Does the clan ever get vibrated over the edge of what I assume is a flat disk? Or does the geodesic pie dome prevent that from happening? Do you have to be a normal ego, non-ego self to be part of this clan? Or can you also be part of this clan if you are an ego? Is it like an exclusive membership? It's got conditions? What are the perks? Is it worth it?
And there would be no karma for the sun or for the earth.
Why would there be karma for the sun or for the earth? I thought karma was for stuff that's alive. So yeah, obviously no karma for inanimate objects, vibrational / energy-based objects without ego or self. In other words, inanimate objects.
As being opposites, spirit, heaven and earth.
Is it just me, or have you gone on too long with this stream? Yes, it's a live stream. And you're getting a little too tired, a little too sleepy maybe? Losing your train of thought? Starting to just kind of dribble random words out of your mouth hole? Because I can't even make what you just said mean anything at all. And I want to. I've been trying through this whole video. And without tooting my own horn, I think my attempt was pretty respectable. But in this case, I got nothing.
And these are the two opposites. Gotta connect these through humanity.
Why? What? Why? What does that mean? What?
This is the immortal one.
Which one is which immortal one?
This is Thoth.
Oh, of course. Yeah, let's drag him in here. Why not?
Hermes. Inky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
And this is Jupiter when he gets his shit together.
Why? What's he been up to? Just being generally a layabout or what? That lazy bastard better get his shit together. Start making there not be karma between the sun and the moon and the heaven and the earth and the connection of the humanity and the... Get on it, Jupes.
Or the sun when he gets his shit together and becomes a moon god.
Wait, the sun's lazy too? I feel like the sun does a lot. Like, compared to Jupiter, the sun's pretty on top of it, I think. This doesn't seem fair to me. And you expect the sun to turn into another moon? A moon and also a god? Why? I mean, he's already, like, what, the personification of energy? He's the sun, for crying out loud. How would moon god not be a downgrade?
And becomes a moon god.
Hazelnut, new chocolate, crispy, new creamy, irresistibly wow.
Did I just dream those last few seconds? I feel like I'm losing my mind here. What was that about hazelnut Krispy Kreme? Wait, was that like an ad on Spotify or YouTube or something? Did he just play a video while he was talking? It took me a second to figure that out. At first, I honestly thought that was a rap song he made or something about hazelnut Krispy Kremes. Okay, so that means the stream just went completely off the rails at the end and he decided it was over. But he looked satisfied, so I can't feel too bad for him. Kept it nice and short for me, too. Alright, well, better luck next time with the dramatic music on the streaming service there, Bragadino. And to everyone else, that whole video went way further out there than I thought it would. So if you made it this far, thanks for sticking through that with me. So if you would, before you go, please do give the video a like and click subscribe if you haven't. And if you like the channel, maybe consider supporting. Patreon required that all the creators switch from per creation, or in my case per video, to per month support. So I had to do a bunch of changes to my tiers and everything. Everything's shaken up. I think it's kind of a good setup that I have now. If you're curious about it, take a look, see what you think. Hopefully people are satisfied. People who were already patrons have better perks than they had before for the same amount, so it worked out pretty well for them. Anyway, early access, email list, list.logicked.com, and I will see you next time.